1930 Dust Bowl conditions are returning to the middle of the United States, Michael Snyder reports. Absolutely gigantic dust storms are triggering massive highway pileups in the middle of the country. Virtually the entire Southwest is currently experiencing at least some level of drought, and dust storms and soil erosion are now costing our economy more than $100 billion every year. If you think that what we are witnessing is normal, you simply are not being rational. The same conditions that prevailed during the Dust Bowl years of the 1930s are returning, and scientists have warned us that the mega drought that has now begun could continue for a long time to come. Last month, a series of enormous dust storms caused tremendous amounts of chaos throughout the middle portion of the nation. A series of enormous dust storms swept the plains states last week, triggering massive highway pileups, a spike in emergency room visits, and dirty rain 1,000 miles away. The storms were driven by winds in excess of 70 miles an hour across a vast stretch of dry fields and prairie farm from New Mexico and western United States, western Texas. In Kansas, at least 53 vehicles were involved in one particular highway pileup, and 8 people victims to that. At 3:23 p.m. local time Friday, high winds moved into northwest Kansas from Colorado, causing a severe dust storm leading to the traffic to slow due to near zero visibility, resulting in multiple crashes on I-70. There were also vehicle pileups and traffic fatalities in Texas. In Texas, car crashes around the city of Amarillo caused the dust storm Friday, according to the state's public safety department. And at one point, 3 lorries collided 4 other vehicles. 3 trucks collided with 4 other vehicles in Palmer County. Bavina's Fire Chief Cesar Marquez said. Another occurred after a pileup of an estimated 38 cars. It's the worst I've ever seen, Public Safety Department Sergeant Cindy Barkley said, calling the near zero visibility a nightmare. This is something that I keep hearing over and over. Nobody has ever seen it this bad. And as far north as Wisconsin, people are being warned to stay inside during the dust storms that suddenly erupted last month. In their wake, air quality readings spiked well beyond levels deemed hazardous by the Environmental Protection Agency. Public health officials warned millions of people as far away as Wisconsin to stay indoors as the dust swept through. I've never been hit in the face with a shovel, but I imagine it feels something like this, said a social media user in New Mexico who was diagnosed with dust pneumonia after visiting the hospital. When the dust is so bad that it makes you feel like you have been hit in the face with a shovel, that's a sign that Dust Bowl conditions have returned to your community. Let's just be real honest here. Everything is not going to be okay, and the Southwest just keeps on getting even drier. According to one report, the state of Texas has struggled mightily in the rainfall department so far in 2025. Since the start of 2025, Texas has struggled mightily in the rainfall department, with the exception of the piney woods and parts of southeastern Texas near Houston. It's been a very, very dry start to the year. If current trends continue, it won't be too long before many areas of states simply start running out of water as well. Texas officials fear the state is gravely close to running out of water. Towns and cities could be on a path towards a severe shortage of water by 2030. Data compiled in the state's 2022 water plan by the Texas Water Development Board indicates. Despite all of our advanced technology, we just can't defeat a mega drought. Farther north, water levels in Lake Powell and Lake Mead have dropped to extremely low levels once again. Combined storage in Lake Powell and Lake Mead is down 691,000 acre-feet from its time last year, with storage at 33% of capacity. The lakes provide water to tens of millions of people across the U.S., Southwest, and Mexico, support agricultural operations, and generate hydroelectric power. Earlier estimates suggest Lake Mead would begin 2025 below the 1,075-foot level that triggers mandatory conservation measures under federal drought contingency plans. And this has become a recurring theme. We're highly dependent on Lake Powell and Lake Mead, and if they keep going dry, we're going to have a major crisis on our hands. A decade ago, scientists tried to warn us that this would be coming. Here in the American Southwest, droughts have become something to expect, but a new study warns that the Southwest and Central Plains could face a mega drought later this century, unlike anything seen for millennia. It could be as bad as the 1930s Dust Bowl, but lasting for 35 years, said co-author Toby Alt of Cornell, told an audience of reporters at the annual meeting of the American Association for the Advancement of Science, where the results were announced on Thursday. The mega drought that they were warning about is now here. In fact, we're being told that since the year 2000, conditions in the western half of North America have been slightly drier on average than a similar mega drought in the late 1500s. The latest climate data shows the years since 2000 in western North America, from Montana to California to northern Mexico, have been slightly drier on average than a similar mega drought in the late 1500s. Williams shared his findings with the Los Angeles Times, providing an update to his widely cited 2022 study, which he co-authored with scientists at Columbia University's Lamont Doherty Earth Observatory. Let that sink in. What we're experiencing now is even worse than the mega drought of the 1500s. If this mega drought persists, the Dust Bowl conditions in the middle of the country will only be intensifying. So if you think that the dust storms are bad now, just wait, because you haven't seen anything yet. This is by Michael Snyder on End of the American Dream. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. About the author, Michael Snyder's new book, a blockbuster entitled Why, is available in paperback and for Kindle on Amazon. He also has written 8 other books available on Amazon, including Chaos, End Times, 7-Year Apocalypse, Lost Prophecies of Future America, The Beginning of the End, Living a Life That Really Matters. When you purchase any of Michael's books, you help to support the work he's doing. You can also get his articles by email as soon as he publishes them by subscribing to his Substack newsletter. Michael has published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, and The Most Important News, and he always freely and happily allows others to publish those articles on their own websites. These are such troubled times, and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, we strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.